Hi, my name is Kevin Volz. I practice law here in Vermont, and today I want to talk to you about imbibing during the holidays, when it's too easy to drink too much. We all know somebody that has gotten pinched for DUI, and perhaps you're a little bit aware of the mayhem that can cause in their life. If they don't prevail and they end up having their license suspended, it can be for a significant period of time. So think long and hard when you're drinking this year about having a designated driver and taking that seriously. Think about spending $10 on a cab, or whatever it is, $100 in the cab, even if you have to, rather than spending $5,000, maybe more, on a DUI. When you get a DUI, there are a lot of costs involved in that. You have to hire a lawyer if you're smart. Again, if you don't prevail, even after hiring a lawyer, you have court costs, you have a fine. Sometimes you have to take counseling. Your insurance goes up. There is certainly the public stigma that's attached with a DUI, so DUIs are not something that we want to have. So be aware that during the holidays, the authorities are on red alert to keep our streets safe, and who knows, maybe even enhance their coffers with the tickets that they hand out related to these things. When you get stopped, one of the things you want to have handy at all times is your license, registration, and insurance. The last thing you want to do is have the police in their affidavit say that you had to stumble and fumble looking for your license, registration, and insurance, because they will indeed write that, and they see that as an indicia of inebriation. You want to keep your contact with the police as little as possible. You can hand them your license, registration, and insurance, and then if they start to ask you questions, say, "Officer, I'm sure you can appreciate I value my privacy. Please refer all questions to my attorney." This will stop them in their tracks. They are absolutely not used to hearing such a thing. If they persist, you can just remind them gently, "Officer, I've asked you to refer questions to my attorney. Certainly don't want to seem uncooperative. You have my license, registration, and insurance. Am I free to go?" This question has special import with the police, because to detain you further, they realize that they have to have probable cause, or at least a reasonable, articulable suspicion to keep you and to detain you longer. If they should detain you and they want to process you, one of the things they're going to ask you is to get out of the car and do what they call exercises. Have no doubt about it, these are tests, and their invitation will sound like a command for you to get out of the car. Their affidavit, however, might indicate that you were asked to get out of the car and you agreed to get out of the car, that you agreed to do these exercises. You might not feel like you're agreeing at the time with the blue lights flashing, a spotlight on your car, on you, officer's flashlight in your face. You might think that you're being required to do these things. Again, don't hesitate to say, "Officer, I don't want to perform these things. Am I free to leave?" It could be, if they think they have enough reason to arrest you, that they will bring you into the station even without you doing these exercises, tests. You will have an opportunity to speak to an attorney at that time to determine whether you should in fact blow into the data master. The data master's recording is evidence that can be used against you, so you will be offered to consult with an attorney. It's a little bit more than we can get into right here as to whether you have to blow into that machine or not. That's why you'd want to speak to an officer. So remember, be polite and cooperative. Ask the officer to direct all these questions to your attorney. The polite and cooperative is very important, because officers have an awful lot of latitude when they're processing you, and they can either make you sit uncomfortably handcuffed to a cell inside a jail, or they can have you sitting comfortably at the desk by their side, depending on how polite you've been to them. Also, if it comes to the point where you may prevail in the proceedings, sometimes the district attorney will be speaking to the officer to see if they agree that charges should be reduced or dropped, given the evidence as it has emerged. So the officer will be thinking back, yes, he was a nice guy, maybe we should be a little bit lenient with him, or he might be thinking, that was the biggest jerk I ever met, no way, I'm going to fight this tooth and nail, I want him prosecuted to the maximum. If you should get stopped and you need assistance, please don't hesitate to call our firm. We'd be happy to advise you. Thank you.